So you spawned inside the evac shelter, and you basically have started with just your basic stuff, like so on you, kind of like the starter stuff. So you got your clothes, got your whatnot. You have a pocket knife. So let's go ahead and equip the pocket knife. Excuse me, and and on that one, let's go ahead and escape out of that screen right there, and just hit the W for wielding it. Enter to look, and if you look right over here, I have no style, which will work on that. That's a little bit later. And then you got wielding the pocket knife. So a quick shot out here. Hang on. Let's hit Shift V right quick. Shift V. So basically, you don't see any monsters because you don't see. Now, if I hit Shift V, you'll also see that by default we'll see our NPC if we have one. That's right there. Now, hit Tab and it comes over here and it says there is nothing that you can pick up. So basically, it's not going to show anything that's out and about. You've got to find stuff. So I don't see any trees and whatnot. So let's just do a quick grab. Like right here, you see this nice little young tree right here. So we're going to, by default, we're going to hit mash, which would be just a regular S, and then we are going to use our number pad or whatever directional to end that to the looking at the character would be on the right hand side. So you hear the whack and your sound goes up a little bit. So this is something you want to keep in the future about where you're doing. So I don't see anything, but when we take this little second right here, there's a rock right down here. So basically that's a big rock. We need something to break, because right now we're not going to break that rock, or making smaller rocks that we can use to manage without having something heavier. So let's go ahead and get going. Some of this stuff, look at that. So, and what do we have? We have a long stick. So now let's take that long stick and make our way down to this this stick, or I'm sorry, this boulder. Actually, let's hit E to move around to be able to look. So if you look up here on my side, it's a small boulder. So basically, we're gonna take that boulder, we can break it down into rock. So I'm gonna take my knife and I'm effectively gonna just try to put it back in my pocket, and I'm gonna put my long stick back on. And what do you want to do? I want to not drop it. I want to put this back into my inventory. It's going to take a 100 moves. So basically, it's like a tick. And then we're gonna hit whack it. And look at that, man. And now, if you go back to Shift V, now you see that we have 4 rocks and a sharp rock. So we're gonna go ahead and grab all of these. We should have enough room in there. Now we're gonna take this, and we need like basically cordage. So if you do a quick one right here, so we're gonna need a hammer. The hammer is one of your basic tools. So you have a stone hammer, and then you have a makeshift hammer. You need a heavy stick or a plank. So right now we have 1 rock, no plank, and we have the stone. So basically you can use a stone as a hammer, because, well, it's not a very good one, but at least it's something. So we need short cordage piece, 2 short strings, plant fiber, or totally I can't say that word today, or yarn. So while we're on the way back, let's go ahead and work on take a look at the skills. Again, this is a default character, just the basic one to not start with something, but give you an idea of what you want to do. Hopefully it'll be nice and easy on this one. So let's go ahead and hit smash. Let's see if we can get some crunch. Actually, let's go ahead and grab. So quick one right there. So I went to grab, and I had 2 places I can grab. So you're going to hit grab, and it's going, hey, where do you want to pick up from? Because you have choices. Once you have choices, you'll have to tell them exactly which way you want to do. I'm going to hit my right directional button, pick up that weathered plant. Now if I hit grab again, it's automatically, because I only have 1 choice to be able to grab from, and it's like, okay, cool, I know which way to go. So again, hit like the E for examine, and we're just going to examine a few things, on the way here. So if given the option, it will tell you, what option you want to do. So that's Caramon and forward to the brush. You didn't find anything. So by doing that, just a little bit of stuff, we picked up just a little bit of survival skill. As you can see right here, we pick up like 9%, and that just a little bit of stuff that we. Now these are key things that you need to do to basically build up. So you can either kind of get around part of. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Examine, like right now, there's nothing that you can examine that you have found a pine cone, and let's go ahead and pick it up for the time being. Why? Because, well, it's a hoarding simulator, so let's go ahead and practice a little bit of hoarding. And see, like right here again, we want to do there, and didn't find anything on the other side, so let's go ahead and smash, smash, and smash. So now we'll pick up again. Now we got a withered plant because we need some to be able to make thread, because, well, for the most part, we don't have any curtains, which on this one. So what I'm gonna do, since I can't pick it up, I'm just gonna go over and use the backslash, and so basically I am going to use it to just drag. So I'm gonna come right there, I'm gonna leave it right there, because for the most part don't need anything. So this window's already busted up, so instead of taking a chance of crawling through it and actually getting hurt, we're just gonna go hit ash, and now we can safely go in and out. It's a little slower than going through the door, but the amount of time to go around and go back up there is not really not that much. We're in a somewhat of a safe area. So key thing, mindful of your surroundings, mindful of your sound. So again, this basically, you can stack together. If you can't put it in your inventory, you can drag it. It's going to have a increased movement cost, which is going to cost you time. Again, on this one, yes, if you're trying for a minimum amount of time and whatnot, it makes a difference. But again, overall, play the game like you want. Now, if you're going for certain goals and whatnot, that's where that comes into play. So let's go ahead and walk into here, and let's hit our crafting menu. Actually, so let's see, take our booty right up here, and so if we hit the hammer, let's make it full on, because then we actually get, so if you look right here, we can make a stone hammer, but we don't have a heavy stick or a plant. So one of the easiest ways of doing this, why that we have, our nice big stick here that we're not worried about, we just hit smash. And so if you take a chance to look at that, look at right there, we have 3 planks, and that is kind of what we need to make our hammer, so that we can get away with. So look at this. Now let's go hammer again. Okay, I forgot the advanced like this right here. If instead of you looking through the menus, you can just hit your / like this common on American style keyboard is the right by the question mark or without the shift, and hit enter. And then if you look right there, we are short now 2 strings. Now how are we going to do that? That's where that withered plants that we came in, I said was going to report it on that one. So again, just hit that / again and put in there portage. Hit enter and see, like right there. So this part right here, we have now, what does it say? It says needs 1 straw. We don't have any straw with us, but we do have withered plants. We have 4 of them. We know we need 2 short ones. So again, this is where the ones where early game, take some time before you just batch out a bunch of stuff, because like right now, if I hit enter, it's going to make 1, but if I take time to hit B, if you look down, so enter to attempt to craft this one, describe flint, reset mode, show hide related favorite batch, and then you hit question mark for the, so we know we're gonna do more than 1. So if you look here, it says time complete. You get no savings by doing batch on certain items. Certain items does give you a benefit. So let's hit B, and then we'll hit 2, and then we'll enter. At this one right now, we're just gonna set our stuff down and start working and craft. And when you're first starting out, if you can get by a counter, it'll makes it a little faster, slightly faster. If you're doing, say, a batch things, it's going to make a big difference of that time. A little bit off of a lot of items will increasingly help you save time, and this ticks up. Overall, the faster that it ticks up, the more that the monsters evolve, which basically makes them advance in time, which then can make them more deadly. So now that we do that, now we can go back into the crafting menu, and we should be able to get our hammer. And so if you look now, the hammer is highlighted. So we make a hammer. So disposal, just put it down and start working. Make our hammer. So now that we got a hammer, go inventory. So now we're still holding the stick, and these are all the things that we have. We have 3 rocks left. We still have here. And where did my hammer go? Oh, it's right. So the hammer, put it down because it didn't put in your inventory. Sorry about that. I was being goofy ball. And so let's wield. Actually, let's wield, not wear. And if you look right here, so we are at 16 minus 1. So the stick itself is not very good effective weapon, but it's pretty good at just bashing stuff. But if you're going to use it to fight, it's not preferred. Now, if you look over here, see how this hammer does not get as much bash, but it doesn't get a penalty for melee if you got to use it. So again, I probably still going to use the stick for fighting. So let's go ahead and actually let's leave it be, because now that we can leave it on the ground and actually be able to use stuff. So on that one, basically what we're gonna do is we'll speed through doing some skill grinding right quick, and let's take a snapshot. So all that right there, that little bit of work, and we picked up survival, and we also picked up some tailoring because we're making stuff. Because the tailoring, what did we do? We made string. So it kind of falls into that category. So let's go around and do some examining and see if we can hit our survival to get it to level 1, and just basically do the simple stuff. So basically right now what we're doing is just running around and looking at everything and see if you can find things. If you find stuff, would you like to pick it? Well, yes, thank you very much. So what do we find today for Willow Park? And I again can't carry it because I haven't brought this stuff. So let's go ahead and drop it over here, kind of give her a little pile. As we go around, we are also making sure that we are somewhat paying attention to where we actually came from and where we're going. No, you don't want to step into a road. If you don't know where, so right now we're kind of at the zoom out, and you can still see like, hey, we're not that far away. But if you were a little further and you're like, hey, I've kind of made a little further out of my comfort zone and I'm not for sure, hit the map, and then you know which way you can go. Just hit the map and go back to it, and then you can actually see. Then zoom. Okay, so so if I was to hit smash and I'm like, oh man, I almost hit the wrong button. I do it a lot. I hit the wrong button. Take a moment to pause, hit escape, to clear that action, and you want to examine, like right there. So again, that's just, there's nothing to see there. So because that's what some of these crazy streamers like myself, we do individual challenges, and people put out stuff that says, hey, can you do this? And you're like, I don't know, but let's see if we can do it. And right there, look at that. Oh yeah. So as we didn't find anything, but what we did is now we have increased our survival skill to level 1, and that will actually open up what we can, or should say, it opens up more stuff that we can do. So again, we're at 18 minutes, and this was extremely slow. We did not have a lot of open stuff in this one, and yeah, of course I'm mostly just doing a bunch of rambling as well too, so it's not doing like this super fast build and whatnot. So go ahead and pick that up and make our way back here. So again, like right now, prime example right quick, So we lost our stuff. What is the best way to do this? You know, you can go through there. I found it visually really quick, but just hit Shift V and you're like, hey man, where's all this stuff? And what happens is it will be like, hey, there's the other pile that we have. And of course that's the one that's inside because we can see it. We can visually see it as well too from our character area. And just go over here and grab a hold of it because you know for a fact that you can't carry it, and drag it across the other one, and basically it'll help drag it. So look at this right here. Be mindful of this. We cannot drag things through the window. So when you go to that window, what's going to happen? It's going to drop all your stuff. Now look at the door. Now the door, mindful, it lets you go through because you're not like climbing through something. So you're not, you know, that's one of the things. So on this one, I hope you find some useful stuff. It basically just doing some basic tools, gathering your tools, use your withered plants if you don't have stuff, and that's kind of like a good stopping point. And hopefully we find something that's good for you. And by all means, I try to stream CDDA maybe 3 times a week, and we're usually pretty active. So if you find this stuff and helpful or whatnot, post a question, post a comment, like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff, and we'll see you in the near future on this crazy life and well, or something called CDDA. Thanks for having it. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope you have a wonderful day.